Some things never change. Shane's late. Shane's never late, you son of a bitch. Englishman complaining about things all the time. Morning, David. Haven't seen you for a long time. Hope you're feeling well. Morning, everybody, or evening, good afternoon, evening, good night, wherever you are. Have a drink, having coffee, because it's 6 a.m. here. What is the date today? It's not the 16th, I think. It is the 16th April 2022. It's starting to get cooler outside, and that, to me, for someone who takes photos out there in the middle of the night like an absolute idiot, that means the sky's going to start turning really cool and funky for the next 6 months because, well, it's Milky Way season, galactic core season. Who we got in here? Mike James from Geelong, out of bed at 6 a.m. on a Saturday. Are you not well, mate? Did you mess the bed this morning? Will Newcomb, he's never on here. Maybe he's gone back to bed. Jason Stevenson, Akash, Shane's late. Yeah, g'day, Mike Goyne, Kathy Fitzherbert, evening all, another one from the land of Poms. All you bloody Englishmen. One day I'll have to get David Addison back on here just so that I can hear people talk funny and he can complain about, well, anything because he's English. Today is not exactly today. It was actually 2 days ago. Is the 2-year anniversary of this channel, like a 2-year birthday of this channel, and I thought, well, I'll bring on the very first guest that I ever had on a live stream. And he's a good bloke. I enjoy spending time with him. In fact, we even talk when we're not even doing YouTube stuff. We just say g'day. Not quite the way he said g'day to me earlier, because that would be bad and I'd get banned, I'd get a strike and all sorts of stuff on my channel. The mouth on this guy, just filthy. I thought I swore a lot. I could see him down the bottom having a chuckle because he knows exactly what I'm talking about. We can't repeat it. But, mate, how are
you? Good. How are you doing?
I'm good, mate.
Yeah.
One of these things that whenever you talk to someone from anywhere in the world that's not where you are, you might say, hey, do they actually say this sort of thing where you are? And he laid one on me this morning. I was like, yeah, that's absolutely something that we say a lot here. Not everyone. Some people find it incredibly offensive, but especially in the veteran community, especially, well, we don't even call people. We just call them that word. And
oh, really?
Yeah. In fact, I wish I had it here because in the Northern Territory, I'd say that's one of the states in Australia. It's like up the top in the centre. It's where Darwin and Ayers Rock and all that sort of business is. And they had an advertising campaign because Northern Territory NT, and their advertising campaign was "See you in the NT," and their logo for that is C, the letter C, U, N, T. It's kind of like, oh, I see what you did there.
It's like having no O in country.
That's exactly right. So when I talked to Greg before offline, he's like, "Hey, is this serious? I'm going to try something. I don't normally do it." And he says, "G'day." It's like, what? That's so not what you normally do. It's like that's not how you talk normally. What are you talking?
So uncharacteristic.
Totally, it was so out of left field. I'm like, where did that come from? Yeah. but apparently he's got an Aussie worker there, so it's not just me like poisoning this guy's mind. He's actually got one on the ground in person that's poisoning his mind as well. Hopefully.
Yep. Actually, I don't talk to that guy too much, but it was always a joy talking to him.
Yeah, good. Like most Aussies, we're all just a pleasure. Look at you with your cup. Here, let's do that thing. It's a bit harder to do because your logo's on the side.
Yeah. Ting.
How's that for riveting viewing there, folks?
Yeah.
Hello from Newcastle, Australia. And I am in time. Just watched a movie. Congrats, Shane, on the milestone. Thank you. on the anniversary, 1604 in the States. What's that mean? 1604. Is that the time?
404.
1604? Yeah, right. Okay.
Yeah.
Go and wash your
That's what it
mouth
is here.
out, Greg. All these people are shocked at you. So 2 days ago, it was the 14th of April, is the video, the first video, I think it was. And that's so 2 years ago. In that time, we've done, I think I did write it down here somewhere. It's like 3.7 million views, which is
Wow.
that's a lot of people looking at stuff. 190,000 hours of videos watched from this channel, which equates to, I think it's like 8,000 days or something. And that tells me that there's a lot of people out there taking photos with their phones, specifically the way that we do things here. Like, who would have thought that you'd be doing astrophotography with a bloody telephone?
Well, I mean, I tried it a few years ago with my 10S Max, and it was just a complete blunder. Like, it was just nothing. But you know, of course, they've come a long way since then. And
oh yeah, and the apps have come so far since then. The apps that are out there now, that even with older phones, you can do some just bloody amazing stuff. I think if you, even with an older phone, if you're in a good location using good apps, you're going to get some really impressive stuff. It doesn't have to be like these flagship phones that I'm using here all the time, but it's like you look at what Mike Goyne does on the in that Bloody Legends Facebook group, and he's using was it a Samsung Galaxy S20 FE, I think it is. So that's not exactly top shelf phone, but he's doing some amazing stuff with that.
Yeah.
Really, really impressive. Yeah. So what have you been up to, man?
Well, the weather here is never, like, it hasn't been very pleasant for getting out to shoot lately. But the other day, my wife and I did take a drive. It was beautiful, not a single cloud in the sky. So we managed to get out for a drive and went to a little town about 20 minutes from here. And there's a harbor there. And I took a few pictures there, and I put them in the group. And, but, you know, no foliage or anything, so nothing too exciting. But it was just nice to actually get out and bloody well create an image. Just something I haven't really
bloody
done
well.
Bloody well.
Bloody well.
You know, so it was nice to get out and take some pictures. And so, you know, as far as the podcast goes, got the band back together in the latest episode. We had Mark Sadowski and Matt Hoffman join us on there from Tiny Shutter. So it was just like old times. And
yeah, cool.
You know, so we talked about Marquez Brownlee on MKBHD. Put out a video about just a short little, I think it's maybe 10-minute video about the amount of time this guy on Twitter, Josh Lee, I think his name is, went and watched all the keynotes that they've done for the iPhone, and kept track of how much time they spent talking about the camera in each of those keynotes. And it was interesting to see the trend, how, you know, it started off with like barely 3 seconds with the first time they put a camera in it, to now it's like 35% of the keynote is about the camera. So it was interesting to see how that trend went. And so we talked about that for a bit, and then we just got kind of off on a tangent talking about photography in general. And Mark's trying to sell me a Fujifilm camera. So I would love to buy one. I really would, but it's just you know, I want to get a new one of these in the fall, then I've got to kind of wait. You know, I think the iPhone's going to be priority for me. So
yeah, it's your wheelhouse. That's what you do.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's my golf, it's my hockey, it's my hunting, fishing, drinking, smoking. It's what I spend my time and money on. So
yeah, you don't have a motorcycle then, eh?
Pardon me?
You don't have a motorcycle then?
No,
that's where you'd be spending your money.
As long as I'm married, I wouldn't have one. My brother was in a bad accident on one time, and it kind of give me the jitters about it.
Yep.
But if I get one, it's going to be a Harley.
Okay, as your very first motorcycle, you get a Harley.
Why not?
That's how people die.
And it would be that fast when they put out too recently. It's like I forget what they call it, but it's kind of like a sportster or something. But I saw it in a magazine recently, and that looks wicked.
The rules around motorcycles here is you have to start small. Like when you get your learner's permit, you've got to go do like courses to learn how to ride, and
Same here.
then you're still restricted to like 600cc motorcycle for the first different states. But here in Victoria, you're set there for, I think it's 2 years that you've got to be on that motorcycle, the 600cc motorcycle, which kind of makes sense. Like you go and throw someone who hasn't ridden before onto, like mine's 114 cubic inches, so there's a fair bit of power behind that, and to throw someone on there who doesn't quite know, that's when you end up in a box. So it's not a bad thing to start off.
Chances are it's never going to happen for me anyway.
The other way around it is to go to a farm and just go and work on a farm, and because there's motorbikes everywhere on a farm, they usually got 4 wheels, so they're probably even more dangerous the more I think of it, because it gives you this false sense of security that, hey, I can do anything on this thing, I can't fall off, until you roll it over and it lands on top of you, and it's all downhill from there. Always look forward to seeing Greg's photos. You see, that's funny, Mike, because we always look forward to seeing yours too.
Yes, exactly. And Mike's the one with the SF or whatever, the older Samsung phone.
Is it SE or
SE or something? It's an older phone, but he's doing amazing things with it.
Ask him if he's been to the Isle of Man time trial races. Ask who? No, you have not. From Grace to Isle of Man. No, I've only seen video of it, and I just think those guys are as crazy as they are fast.
Oh
it's ridiculous speeds. In 2 years, I don't know. Oh, the stats you mean? You just work hard. That's all. There's a lot of work in it. just keep going and go. Yeah. And then bring people like this on and embrace the community, because I'm looking at the numbers that are watching this now, and it's like not very good. But
I'm really bad.
But the regular community is here, which is why I do it. This bloke, Devo, late again. He's Devo. I'm going to keep on calling him Devo. How many people in that Facebook group now? He's the man all over it. I've got honestly no idea. But in that, was it the last video or the video before? When the Pixel was taking a photo, I quickly talked about the group, the Facebook group, and both of the guys who moderate that group with me, they're like, "What did you do?" It's like all these people joining.
Oh,
people coming in. So that worked. I'm just going to try and pull up these photos, mate, and we'll have a look at them.
All right.
And share this. You think I'd be getting better at this by now? I'm just not. I've done an update on my Chrome.
Oh, really?
We're not looking at your photos, because I did an update on Chrome and I need to change my preferences.
So,
oh shit! That's all right. We're not going to see your photos today. Are they on the? Because I reckon I've seen that flower one on the group.
That's a good question. I think so.
Yeah, it's there. Yep. I just can't share the screen with anyone because of the update that I've done. That's just shit. Okay. 1,500 members in that group now. That's all right. That's done all right. 93 this week. That's good. I was going to see if I can share this. I won't do it because I'll probably lose the stream. That's something that I should have checked before we got it onto live. I normally get on here earlier to do the tech stuff to make sure that
Could
we're
I
all good.
share my screen?
Yeah, you probably can actually. That's a good idea.
All right. Before we do that, let me just get those pictures and get them ready.
And get rid of all those other screens that you would normally have open when you think no one's watching.
Yeah, exactly. All I got is mail and messages. Okay.
Favorite apps in 2022. We'll talk about that in a sec. Favorite apps in 2022. I'll put it out to everyone actually who's in here watching. Just put a comment there. Why on earth would I do that?
Do what?
Better start considering Windows. No, actually, that's not true. I actually did start considering Windows because I've just ordered a new Mac. I shouldn't say I've just ordered a new Mac. I ordered a new Mac about 3 weeks ago.
Oh.
And it's still not here. In fact, it's not due to be here for another 2 weeks. I'll say to Sarah just yesterday, I'm like, because there's been some updates on, I think it was Lightroom or Photoshop, one of the two, and it's now running a bit slower than what I would like. And with the latest update that's happened to the Mac, the Final Cut Pro that I use to edit my videos, it's a bit clunky and slow, and to be honest, it's just pissing me off. So I've gone to order a new Mac, and it's just taking forever to come. Updated touch retouch. I didn't know it updated. I did not know it updated. I'm definitely going to have a look at that. And if anyone's going to know if it updated, he's the one that's going to know.
Yeah.
If anyone here is like, what is touch retouch? It's an incredibly powerful tool, and go and watch his channel because Mike's channel is smartphone photography training, because he is all over that app and he uses it quite a bit actually.
Yeah, he was on the beta too before it came out, before the latest release.
Oh, okay. Why cloud storage platforms change? Oh, I didn't know they did that.
Which platforms, though? If he's talking about iCloud, then if you have optimized storage on your iPhone or even your Mac, it will store the raw file. Like if it's shot in ProRAW or RAW, whatever, it'll store that in iCloud, and on the device it will be a device-sized image that's there for you. Now, if you want to work on the raw file, it'll quickly download it. It's on Google Photos. Okay.
That's interesting because Google Photos. I'm not sure. I didn't know that. I don't use Google Photos. I think with
Google Photos, if you pay the premium or whatever, then I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. Dropbox shouldn't do anything different. Dropbox is just a file sharing thing. I use the Google Drive for different photos, and that doesn't change anything. I take photos from the Pixel and the Samsung and push it over. There you go. I had a feeling somebody would know. Doesn't support RAW. Yeah. But on the Google Drive, it just stores it as a RAW file. It's all to do with just the file. It doesn't matter what file it is. It's just a file. But that's interesting. That Google Photos don't support RAW, which kind of makes sense. Did you end up sharing your screen, mate?
I've got it ready.
Go for it.
Let's see if it works. I'm just reading the tips with it. Oh, I can even pick Okay, I just got to clear a couple things here with my
Alright.
system preferences.
That's interesting that Darkroom has done an update. It's got the masking just like Lightroom. That's bloody cool. Because the Darkroom is free, isn't it?
No.
No? I thought Darkroom was free.
Well, it may be free, but there's premium stuff that you have to subscribe to.
Ah, okay.
And
Subscribe or buy?
I'm using Firefox for this, and it says it will be able to share the screen, but I have to quit and reopen.
Oh, let's see. That's what I was looking at too.
Yeah, but I mean,
You can do, mate, if you want to. By all means, do that.
Just come back into the stream. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right.
So go ahead and do that, mate. That's fine. Does the not touch retouch? There's that Darkroom. Because Greg just said that Darkroom, you've got to subscribe for some things. Because I don't use Darkroom at all, mainly because I've got Lightroom for the regular photography work that I do. But he said that it's a subscription for part of it. So is that actually a subscription? Whoever is using that, is that actually a subscription that you pay like monthly or yearly or whatever, or is that more like a one-off buy for different applications inside the app? Touch retouch, rarely use it. Not sure why. Oh, I don't know why either. If you were doing light trails, star trails, I found that to be just perfect for doing star trails. Raw files from the other apps too. Will Newcomb is in the house. Who would have thought? You're never in here this time of day, mate. What is going on? I did start. Not sure what happened to Greg. his device is not connected. It looks like you're going to have to set up your camera and stuff again, Greg. You might be coming in. I did a star trial a while back and used to edit out plan. Exactly. Light trails wouldn't accept the photos. Something missing. What? I do the light trails first, complete the whole photo, then use touch retouch to get rid of the lines. Here he goes. He's back again. Are you there, Greg?
Yeah, I'm here. There, how's
Patrika.
that? Hey, Patrika.
And Ron Duval. Duval or Duval? How would you pronounce that?
I would say Duval.
Duval. This guy is like, when I was waiting for this bloody thing to come onto the market here, I was looking at his photos and I was like, I'm very jealous. He's getting some amazing photos with his S22 Ultra. I couldn't wait for this damn thing to get here. If you don't know who I'm talking about, go and look on the group because he's taking some bloody amazing photos with it. Lots of comments coming here. All these people that want to say hello to Patrika, but why?
Why?
I'm just taking the piss out of Patrika there. He knows. He knows.
Yeah, he knows.
It's okay. So Darkroom is £65. Is that right? Pound?
Yeah.
For everything. So that equates to about
that's a one-time payment forever, though.
Yeah.
You can pay a monthly thing or a yearly thing too. See, it's like the mask.
Oh, you can
just released. Like when I got Darkroom, I was grandfathered into everything that I've had before, but that doesn't count for the new masking stuff that they just released.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm used to Windows. Thinking about getting a Windows laptop to edit my videos, but I found I can do everything on iPad Pro. It is very powerful. It's great. I use it when I'm traveling, and I'll use LumaFusion to edit the videos on the iPad. It's really powerful. Dojo X was okay. I'm just going to translate some bloke who's up earlier than what he should be. Don't expect this again. That's what he's saying. Will in China with his Bortle 9 skies. No idea about other Apple products though. They're all good. Are they all good? Most of them are good.
iMovie on the iPad would be really good because with the new update, they've got a lot of stuff, storyboards and things like that. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. I can't think of any Apple products that I don't really like. I think the AirTags are a bit of a waste of time, but I can't think of any Apple products that I think. Well, I think that the what was it, the old school Pro iMacs, they were hell expensive.
Oh yeah, pros, yeah.
Yeah, I can't think of any Apple product that I think is just shite though.
What did you order?
I ordered one of those, a 24-inch iMac.
Yeah,
I just upgraded the RAM. This is the M1. I upgraded the RAM in it just so that because quite often I'll have Lightroom, Photoshop, and Final Cut Pro running at the same time.
Yeah.
And this is a 21-inch iMac. It's from, I think it's a 2013 model, this one, and like it's running perfectly fine right now. It's only that when I'm doing the harder, like the more intensive stuff, that it's a bit of a problem.
You'll like the new one. It's really, really nice.
You know, Ron, you can't just type your name and expect that I just know how to pronounce it. You just type the same thing as your name. Greg nailed it. That's the spirit. Duval. Is that what you said? Duval?
Duval, yep.
Yep. £18 a year for the subscription. Hello, David Addison's even still here. I thought he would have got the shits and left by now.
Yes, David, you still do if you want.
Kind of, just block your ears for a minute, David. But I kind of miss having him around all the time.
I know, right?
Yeah, it's, and I don't often say that about any Englishman. Actually, I think that's the first time I've ever said that about any Englishman. Absolutely, LumaFusion is awesome. If anyone asks me what do you think about Australians, I'll say they're kind of jealous, and it will be all. You be careful. I'll call you what Greg said to me earlier. I have an old Apple photo. We use it as an alarm. Wow, I see. For when you're doing the stuff.
Yeah, because just set up his phone, let it run for a few hours, and come back out again.
What would be interesting if it's an old iPhone and you're using your is it a budget, the fan edition thing that he was talking about last time, the S20, like is it a budget phone? Yeah, so it'd be interesting to see that old iPhone with something like Reeflex doing star trails versus his Samsung for doing star trails. That would be cool. Yeah, I think that would be cool. Bless you. No worries, man. What Constellation app is best in 2022? Constellation. You're going to need to give me some more details here. There's 2 apps that I use for finding stuff in the sky. Is that what you mean? I use the Night Sky X, I think it's called. Let me just check that for you. I think it's Night Sky X. I think the name change. It is Night Sky X. It's I'll just open it for you, and it looks similar. It looks just like that. It shows all the constellations and what satellites and stuff are around, and yada yada. Which is incredibly handy. I use that for 2 things. One, just to go, oh, is that Mars? And then pull it out and go, no, dickhead, that's Venus. Or where the ISS is traveling, because the ISS tracking on that app is just, it's awesome. It's fantastic for that. Now that I've opened that app for the first time in a few days, every time the ISS passes over my location at dawn or dusk, it's going to send an alert to my phone, and I'll see it and go whoop and duck outside and set up the phone on a tripod, and it'll show you, like, you set the phone up and you go to the ISS and it'll give you a dotted line through the sky, and it's very cool for that.
Cool.
Yeah, and It actually has got a camera on there as well. I just don't use it. I don't think it's nearly as good as everything else that we've got out there. But the other app is obviously Photo Pills. I use that for pretty much every photo I take with the Galactic Core to plan that out. Even when I go and plan my videos, it's always there. It's the best tool that I've used for doing that sort of thing. Night Sky is hell expensive. It is an expensive app. It's a one-off buy, I reckon, but it's incredibly powerful. It just is. It's very, very, very powerful. It's one of these things when it is an expensive app. I can't remember how much it is. Do you have it, Greg?
Night Sky? I'm not sure.
I
got Star Chart.
Just have a look if you can for that Night Sky X.
I do.
Yeah, Night Sky X. And how much is it?
Oh, Night Sky X. Hang on.
Yeah.
You just read Patricia, didn't you?
I did.
I didn't have to look at it. I just say sorry, and they would go away.
That's right. And when you said, "Hey, in Australia, do they say this?" I was going to reply to you. In Canada, they don't really just say sorry all the time.
We are overly apologetic. Like, we'll bump into a freaking chair. Oh, sorry. Oh, I need a stupid chair.
You apologize to your furniture. That's old.
I can't find Night Sky X. I could find Night Sky.
No?
Night Sky X.
Is it a little purple logo like that there?
Yeah, and I have that, so I can't see the price.
You can't see the price.
I
know it was expensive. I just don't remember exactly how much it was. It was expensive though, but like I say, it is the best app to work out what's actually up there at any time. It uses the GPS. It uses the
gyroscope.
Yeah, and the oh mate, it's too early in the morning. I can't put the heads up here out to here. Got to stop doing this at 6 a.m. It puts out. This is my third one, and these are big cups. I've been awake since like 10 to 3 this morning. Yeah, unless I say about that, the better. Oh, sorry, there was a question there. Do you have any glitches with the and stutters? Glitches and stutters. You mean with the camera?
Video.
Say that again, mate.
Is that the camera, or is that when you're watching video?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Or maybe
come back to it.
Scrolling even.
But no, I haven't had any problems with that. And the 22's awesome as well. I haven't had any problem with those things. That Apple phone doesn't even have Pro mode. That doesn't matter. If you get Reflex on it, if Reflex will go onto it, I'm not sure if it will.
There is
no might even be in
iPhone, right? There's no Pro mode. Really.
Say that again.
There's no Pro mode in the iPhone camera. It just is what it is. Everything that you want to do that's over and above that, you pretty much have to get an app for.
I was going to ask them if iPhone 2. I don't even remember what that bloody thing looks like. I'll just ask them what the oldest iPhone it will work on. I've got a feeling they're in here watching this, but I'll talk to them there. What's the oldest iPhone? Every time I type Reflex, because it's spelt the way it's spelt, my computer's like, no, that's not how you spell it, dickhead.
Oh, really? Mine comes up in the one of the choices to select all the time, and it usually gets it right.
Compass. As in, is that an app that you're using? I'm not sure what he means there. Oh, the entire system. Don't know. No. Nope. Mine's definitely not got a problem with that at all. What's not sure. I haven't had any problem like that. Hope you can figure out what I actually meant there. I've been seeing videos of the Pixel being 6 developing. Yeah, absolutely. I've just heard back from the from Reeflex guys, and there's no restriction as far as the age of the phone goes or what generation the phone goes. So give it a go. I'm keen to see it because with that Reeflex app, and we'll talk more about Reeflex in a sec. That oh, there we go. Oh, the age of the phone's not going to matter then. It's just as long as you can have that.
With that, the age does matter, really, because there's certain phones.
Yeah, it will matter. You're absolutely right. Yeah, it will. Yeah, as long as you can upgrade it to that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Ron, please come back to us. What are you talking about there with compass? I'm not sure what you mean. But the Pixel 6 is absolutely... I've seen lots of videos about the bugs that it has. I actually don't use it as a phone yet. Mind you, now that I've found that Dr. Phone, that the way to get photos and videos from the Android onto the Mac, I'll probably throw the SIM card into the Samsung very shortly and run with it for a while. It's a bloody good camera. I'm really impressed with the camera on that.
Your last video
stuff all
away, by the way.
What's that? Sorry, mate.
Your last video, it just totally blew me away. With the iPhone 13 Pro Max, Samsung S22 Ultra.
Oh yeah. Because I've been in such a habit of just shooting pro raw with this thing with nighttime stuff. I didn't even give it a thought to the other two phones to shoot raw. It's just like it's second nature to me just to run pro raw when I'm shooting nighttime with the iPhone. And I've come back here. It was only when I was editing the photos I thought, oh shit, I probably should have shot them in raw. And the people in the comments have just got off. It was like, you should have shot raw, you bloody idiot. And all this. Yeah, well, carry on. The YouTube algorithm loves it when I do stuff like that, when people will complain because people are interacting and they'll present it to more people. So I don't care. Maybe David Addison right now is probably laughing, going, that's a bloody good idea. He should do it all the time. Just shoot JPEG, raw, and then all the people who love this phone will go, why didn't you shoot raw? Algorithm loves it. Keep going.
Yeah.
But I've certainly seen lots of videos about the Pixel 6 with battery problems, with like flickering screens and stuff, all sorts of things. So who knows where they're going with that? I hope you can. I'd figured it out. Lots of comments here. We'll get to Reflex stuff in a minute because I know you've been using it a fair bit.
Yeah.
The major difference between the 21 and 22 Ultra, I'm going to say wait for a couple of weeks when I've really got nice clear skies. When I had clear skies, I just only had it for one night, so I only had an opportunity to shoot one video for the S22. But as this moon phase changes now, I'll bring both of them out and we'll do a side-by-side comparison and we'll see. I'm going to say I'm more impressed with the 22 Ultra than what I was with the 21. They're both very good phones. You can't go wrong, really.
Well, honestly, if you weren't, that would be a problem.
Absolutely. Well, they've got there's certainly better. There's certainly nicer things with the regular photography between the 22 and 21. It's the nighttime stuff that I'm interested in, the long exposure stuff. I'll tell you what, if someone made an app for long exposures that could just do it automatically on an Android, you'd be cleaning up. Absolutely cleaning up. You should do that. You're monetized now, mate. Just go out and put some bullshit video out there and just watch the dollars come. just get out and say the Vivo is better than any other phone out there. Just say that. Oh, I've got a Nokia phone. It's better than anything. just watch it, because you'll get the iPhones and the Android guys really going off. Yes, I agree with that, 100%. You ready for this one? This one will make you laugh. Seven.
Wow.
That's gold. 7. Ron Duval, the latest Milky Way photo. They are. I think I know how Australians feel. With our hands, Patrica, with our hands, that's how we feel. Please. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The benefits of the American outback is darkness. Isn't there? I remember there was a last time I was in Wisconsin, there was like an outback steakhouse. I want to say it was called that.
It's a restaurant chain.
Oh, you have them in Canada too, do you?
Here, I don't think, but I mean, I've heard.
Oh, okay. And, the bloke that I was doing work with over there, he was saying it's basically Australia, and I was like, I just don't believe that. It might be what Hollywood or something thinks Australia is, but it doesn't matter. I got sent a couple of little things here. So, let me just clean this with my professional cleaning rag.
You did it up here.
Because you couldn't see me doing it here. I don't know what they look like. But on the one of my peeves is with these curved edge phones, and did it show up before, Greg? You can kind of see it there. You see just here that screen protector, the bloody thing is lifting. See, you can see it down there.
See, but I can well imagine what it must look like.
It's an absolute pain in the ass. So I was telling Greg before I came on here, I bought the phone and I bought a screen protector with it immediately because, well, I'm out there at night time and over rocks and crap like that. So you just want to protect it. And I put the screen protector on there. We have the curved edges. It's a glass one. And within 20 seconds of me installing this, and I took the plastic off, cleaned it up, like wiped it all down with the alcohol wipes and stuff that come with it, put the new one on. Within seconds, the bloody thing lifted again. And I thought, well, that's just a pain in the ass. Like the 13 Pro Max, it's flat. The Pixel is flat. The Pixel Pro is curved. And I was telling Sam Beckman about this product. But anyway, I looked at this and I went, oh, I hate the way that looks now with the bubbles on it and stuff. And it had nothing to do with the way it was installed. It was like brand spanking new. And so I reached out to Whitestone Dome. You may have seen videos I've done on theirs before with the screen protectors. It's a glass screen protector. It's got a UV adhesive that it comes with a UV light that you install this thing on. I haven't done the video yet, and I haven't even put it on the phone yet, obviously, because that one's lifting. But I'll do that in the next few days and shoot it in part of a video. But when I saw this happening, I thought I'll just send them an email saying, "Hey, I've done these for you. Can you send me a screen protector and send me some stuff for the bloody legends?" And they sent me the screen protector, which I'll install soon. But they sent me something that I can't actually use here, and it's a charger. Can you see that? There's a lot of light going on here as I get closer to my camera. So it's basically a 30-watt charger. So if you're in America and you use that sort of power point, because we don't use those here, and you would like a 30-watt charger, how are we going to do it? Probably do something on Instagram or in the Legends group. What do you reckon, Greg? Do some sort of photo competition? Yeah, there's a cable there as well that goes with it.
I would think everybody that watches this channel is probably in the group, but may not be on Instagram or follow you on Instagram.
That's a good point.
Say sticking to the group.
Yep, that's a good point. So we'll leave it in the group, and we'll make it. It's got to be a nighttime photo. It can't be a daytime photo. It can't be a macro photo.
Whatever macro.
Like, macro at not. Oh, there's a whole new niche there that we don't even know about. It's like regular macro with bucket loads of lights. So let's make it between now and two on not next live stream, but the live stream after that. I'll announce who wins that, and I'll send it to wherever it goes. Basically, put a photo there on the Bloody Legends Facebook group, and hashtag it with what can we hashtag that with?
30 watt.
I was just going to say 30 watt. 30 watt. So 30W. Hashtag 30W. See that there? 30W. Just hashtag it with 30W, and I'll go through and find them in 1 month's time. That'll give you plenty of time with the moon phases if you're going to do astro stuff, and whoever is my guest on that day, we'll choose something and send it off right there. I get great Milky Way shots on the internet. Well, no one forced you to live in China. Oh, wait there. Did they? I don't know. There's a joke in there somewhere. Is it possible to take waterfall motion with collect? Yes, absolutely it's possible.
That's your dream.
100% possible. Say that again, mate.
That's your dream shot, is it not?
Yeah, it is. That's certainly up there. You can absolutely do it. There's a couple of places in Victoria that you can do it. That might even be a thing that I try and do this year, is exactly that. That sort of photo is incredibly hard to get. You've got to do some pretty imaginative lighting because you want to capture all that foreground with the waterfall as well as the galactic core. So it's going to be a stacked image. It's going to be stacked on focus, like one focusing for the foreground subject, which is not that big a deal, but the lighting for that whole duration, that'd be awesome. Yeah, I totally agree, mate. Totally agree. I'm not sure if they've sent me two. If they've sent me two of those screen protectors, Ron, mate, I'd be inclined just to send you one anyway, just for the photos you take. They're bloody amazing. But I'm not sure. Don't say, oh, Shane's going to send me something, because Shane doesn't know what he's got in that box. I just saw these two there, and I went, I can't use that, and I'll send it off to you guys. For the curved screen matte. Okay, that's good to know. I reckon this one is matte. I reckon it is. You're absolutely welcome, Ron. It's not just that you have perfect skies, you also have He takes good photos. In fact, I reckon I was going to have him on here. I'm not really sure what happened with that, Ron. I think you were a little bit nervous. Let me know, because I might bring you on here. Get them to follow on Twitter as well to win. I don't do anything on Twitter. The only thing I really do is see what Macro McMillan's up to, because he uses Twitter a bit. And
actually a community that I started.
Say that again.
There's a community on there I started. They got communities now. So I started called iPhoneography. Sorry, Android people, but it's kind of tags along with the podcast, I guess. But
yeah. So you can only put iPhone photos in there?
I think that's what I put as the guidelines.
You just missed half the market.
If somebody wants to come in with an Android and put a picture in there, I don't care.
So what's the group called? Actually, I think I'm part of that group, am I?
It's just called iPhoneography. If you go to
iPhoneography
communities, I think there's like a community tab on Twitter. And if you search for iPhoneography, it should show up.
Cool. So iPhoneography on Twitter, go over there and post all of your Android photos. This guy, he loves it. It's funny because he used to call him Moisten, and because he's one of the admins there on the Facebook group, and we have our own Facebook chat, the three of us. and he's changed my name in there to Shane Moiston, but I don't actually see that it's that. So he's having a good old laugh about Moiston, but I can't actually see it because it just shows like me posting something, then their names. Like, actually, is Scott in here? I don't think Scott's in here, but Scott, like, Devo's, he's got the Facebook guy, I think. Actually, it might be his name again now. I'm not sure. But then for Scott, because he was new to the three, like the admin, his is always just called the new guy. So when I see a post from the new guy, oh yeah, right. But he's taking the piss out of me with this Moiston thing, but I don't actually see that he's taking the piss. So it's kind of funny both ways. He does have the eye. He does. I am so shy. But he didn't say no, though.
No, he didn't.
COVID is coming back. COVID never left. Twitter is the new Instagram. It is, but I think people are just more easily offended. Every time I see something on Twitter, I kind of go, oh, okay, that's interesting. I look at the comments, you go, oh, man.
Wait till Elon gets through with it.
Yeah, wait till next week. Save the shipping. Oh, look at this guy living on the edge. I don't put screen protectors on my phones. I don't know how to hold on to them.
I never do.
You don't?
Nope.
See, part of me goes, I've always put a screen protector on and I've never broken a screen. So does that mean that they work? Or does that mean that they just don't break? Well, they do break because I see screens that are broken.
Well, you're going to break the screen protector before you'll break the screen, right?
That's what I figure. Yeah. It's like there's a few guys around. Actually, my motorcycle, I didn't put them on there, but the previous owner did. They put little kangaroo whistles on them. I don't know if you know. You probably don't even know what I'm talking about. They might be like deer whistles, maybe.
Deer whistles here in Canada.
Yeah, they're like these little cone-shaped things like this one. Anyway, they're under the floorboards. I thought, what the hell is that? And I was cleaning it. Oh, they're bloody roo whistles. And I was talking to someone about it, and they go, oh, they work. They definitely work. Like, how do you know they work? Well, I've never hit a kangaroo. Yeah, but that's not to say that they work. I have to take a drive to the middle of nowhere. Light pollution sucks. It does. It certainly does. South Dakota is smack in the middle of nowhere. I love it. South Dakota is just like Kahuna. It's in the middle of nowhere. He's still a new guy in 10 years. He will be. He'll be there for ages. So, how are you finding Reeflex, mate? You've been using it for a little while now.
Love it, love it, love it.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
you've
got obvious
using Reeflex.
Say that again. Sorry.
I haven't used halide since I've started using Reeflex.
Oh, right. So, do you use the native camera app as well?
Sometimes I will. Look, obviously I haven't had a good chance to do Astro stuff with my phone lately, but and if I do, I'll probably use the native app for that. But no, I mean I got Reeflex right on the home row of my iPhone, and it's right there.
Yep. Oh, morning, Kate. Up from the NT. See, Kate's now moved. You know what we were saying before about see you in the NT? That's where she's moved to. We still won't call her that.
No.
She used to live just down the road from down the road. It's like an hour's drive from where I live.
Well, that's road.
Yeah. It's she's moved up there to Northern Territory, and it's one of these things that, like, here we've got these awesome night skies and we've got nice clear open air, so you can get some really cool like sky shots. But up where she is now, you've got in the Northern Territory, you've got desert, you've got rainforest, you've got clear skies, you've got massive rock formations. It's going from one location that is so set that way to something that's so opposite. Yeah. Should be taking plenty of bloody cool photos. Holidaying in Bris Vegas. Lucky you. I was only up there not that long ago. After you turn 60 plus, you can't. Oh, that's what that's referring to. Gotcha.
Same here.
What kind of people are you not putting screen protector on your phones? What do you do about the micro? I've never noticed a scratch on my phone. There you go. These guys are just having this conversation all on their own. So what I found with the lenses for Reeflex, because I think in the video I did for all of them, I found that for me personally, I'd be using the macro, and this is what I do use, is the macro, the fisheye, and the wide. They're the main ones that I'm finding myself using, only with the Reeflex app, because it's all nighttime stuff, and you can tell the camera to use this lens, or tell the phone to use this camera, whereas with the native camera app you can't do that. So I think I found this with the Sandmark stuff initially, or actually no, it wasn't. It was, what's that Australian one? Struan. They sent me a lens, and I just could not get this thing to work, and it was all to do with the LiDAR being blocked by that the lens. And they were like, oh, if we can turn macro off, well, even when you turn macro off, it still doesn't let you focus at nighttime. It's an absolute pain in the ass. Which is a shame, because the camera is so good for doing the astrophotography. But when you've the way around that, I found, is just using that Reeflex app. Have you found anything with the Reeflex app that you don't like, or would you do anything different? Would you say, I want you to do this or this or this?
I don't.
And feel free, anyone else who is using this thing, using the Reeflex app, just put a comment there. I'm curious. I've asked them to do one thing for me, and I dare say they'll do it, besides RAW, which they're working on. But I've asked them for one extra thing, and I'll be curious as to what other people think.
I've asked them for one thing too, and that was when you're in the gallery view and you rotate your phone, it'd be nice to have the pictures rotated. Kind of minuscule, but it's just something that would be nice. Other than that, I haven't approached them with this yet. So if they're watching or listening, here's a little wish: is make the camera switcher a little faster, because it's a little.
Between the lenses, you mean?
Yeah. When you switch cameras, it's like it takes about a second and a half. I mean, I know big problems, right? But sometimes when you want to take a photo and you got the wrong camera up, it's nice to have that switch a little quicker in case you miss the moment, right? But gosh, there's really nothing I don't like about the app. I just really like the way it lays out. It's
it's very much coming from the Canon, because I started shooting DSLR with Canon. I find the user interface on that app like second nature. It's just it's so intuitive for someone who is shot with that sort of camera. The things that I've asked them for, there's things between. I think when you're looking at the Reeflex app and you're looking at something like Even Longer, I think they're aimed at different people at this point. I think the way that Even Longer previews on the screen, it just takes too bloody long, and it's so easy to overexpose at nighttime, and that to me doesn't sit right in my head. The way that you focus with Even Longer is like the shit. I reckon the way that he's got that little magnifying glass that comes up for focusing on stars, that's just bloody well perfect. That's so good. And the thing with Reeflex that I would love for them to add, and I've said this to them a few times, because if they did it, it would be the only app that I know that can do this, is an intervalometer that is set to whatever duration you want. So I could set the phone to do probably the best nighttime time lapses you can get on an iPhone if they added that. So I could set a 30-second photo to continuously take the app will continuously take 30-second photos all night, and then I can have the galactic core going through the sky at night, and that you just don't get it very well with any other app. It's, to me, that's just a damn perfect thing to add to that app. That's the the best. Do you do much of the macro stuff with the Reflex? Did you shoot those photos?
One of the ones that we're going to look at was done with Reflex, with the Reflex macro, the long range macro lens.
Pro Camera can do that, but Pro Camera also has a maximum shutter of 1 second. So Pro Camera has the intervalometer in there, but all those apps are set to 1 second, which doesn't let me do that whole galactic core thing. So thank you from England. Well, do you want to have a look at these photos, mate?
Sure. Let's try this again and see what happens. Yes. Okay.
Oh, it's riveting stuff.
Yeah.
Looking at Greg, looking at us, looking at him, looking at us.
Whatever. There. Can you see that?
Oh, well, there it is. I could see it down at the bottom of the screen. I was waiting for it to come up on the screen.
Oh yeah. Okay, so this was taken with the Struman Optics cinematic macro lens. It's the one that has the different. You could adjust the focus with the lens itself. It's got a focus ring on it, which is cool. And I was taking some pictures of the top of a fence post, and the lichen. It's on the top. It had this stuff in it, and I researched what they were for the book, and now I forget what they're called. But there's 3 different types. There's column shape, there's tubular shape, and one other one like maybe like little pole shaped or whatever, or something. I really forget what they are, but it's part of the lichen, and these things grow in amongst it. And I thought that is so cool because I've never seen it before, and I never would have noticed it had it up. And trying to get a macro shot of that fence post. It was really cool. So as you can see, with macro, with a lens, you've got such a small depth of field to play with. And, it took a few shots to get at least one of the tips in focus. So the one on the left at, about a third of the way from the bottom there, it's kind of got the tip of it in focus. And the rest kind of all over the place. But
the focal plane is really narrow on that.
It is. It
really, really narrow.
Yeah.
What app did you use to shoot this with?
This would have been Halide. This would have been before I started Reflex.
Yep. Cool.
Yeah. Then
what's your next photo?
This one. This was on that day that my wife and I took off and went for a drive, and she spotted this big ring in the sky, and I don't think it's a sun dog. I think it's a sun halo, or unless those are the same thing. But I've heard the 2 different phrases. But I thought, we
say sun dog.
Well, I guess it's. I guess I don't know.
I haven't heard that term before. What does it say? Sun dog.
Well, sun dog. Yeah, it's just the ring around the sun. So I've heard it called sun dog, called sun halo, but sun dogs generally have a bright spot, like right on each side, like almost like a little light. So that's why I think this is called a sun halo. But anyway, we were just in the parking lot at this by the waterfront of this little town, and I thought, well, the only way I'm going to capture this is to put that light on the light post right in front of the sun.
Yeah.
And then I just took a couple of different shots, and that was it.
Yeah, cool. Well, I've got to say I haven't seen that before. I've seen it with the moon, and we get a lot with the moon.
Oh yeah.
I would have a dozen photos like this with the moon at nighttime with a little bit of light cloud. But I haven't seen it done with the sun. That's kind of cool.
Yeah. Salvo put something in the chat there, Shane.
Salvatore. All great ideas. We're working on optimizing the camera switch. For those who don't know who this person is, this is the brains behind Reflex. The other 2 guys are just there for window dressing, but this guy's the Hopefully they're watching. This guy is he's the brains there. He's a very smart cookie. And when I've got ideas, I'll bounce them off him. For the intervalometer, this will come very soon after adding RAW. That's cool.
Excellent.
Thank you, sir. When's Greg's book coming out?
I wish I knew. Everything's in the publisher's hands, and they have to put it all together, get it printed, the whole 9 yards. And I really don't know. I can't. I don't even have a clue myself. So hopefully soon. That's all I can say. But you get the group, and anywhere that I go online, you'll all be the first to know, because I'm going to be the one that's marketing it. No, they don't do any of that stuff. It's all me. So I'll definitely be plugging it everywhere I can.
Yeah, for sure. And get Andy to do it as well, to put it into his magazine, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah. Come on here, mate, and we'll tell all the people here about it as well, if you want to.
Yeah.
That's a halo. That's a halo.
Yeah. So is it Mike?
That's a UFO doing a bad job hiding.
Yeah.
Look. We Moondog or Halo. What's going to happen?
Dog / Halo, yeah.
Oh, last night. I see.
Yeah, this has everything to do with how much condensation's in the clouds and all that stuff, the temperature, all that stuff.
Yeah,
it's the same thing. So
cool.
So this one, I did this today, I think. Yeah, it was this morning, and we have these tulips sitting on the table. And now this tulip, this flower is only about 3 centimeters across, but it looks massively large in macro. And so when I put it online, I put it in the group, and I put a macro tip. When the stamen, which is those little parts in the middle, aren't really visible, or don't take up a good part of the image, then focus on the tips of these petals. Now, whether you do the tips in the foreground or the tips of the petals in the background, I did both, but I chose to show this one. And, you can see the color of the flower it's just, bursts everywhere, and it doesn't matter if there's any detail in that. It's if you want to give it any kind of definition, you got to just get the edge of those tips, and highlight something that's sharp in the image, and you're not going to get that if you don't focus on those on the edges of those petals. And in the top right, where 2 of those petals kind of meet, you can almost see these little fuzzy things on the one petal, and you probably wouldn't see that without going macro. So cool.
The image that you sent to me is different to that one. It's the same plant, obviously, but and the one that you sent to me, I'm just looking at it here.
Oh, is it different?
The focus is on it's okay. The focus is on the front.
Oh,
the front petals. But with that in mind, have you done any focus stacking on these sorts of things before? Because in my head, I'll look at how the detail in what you've said. Is this with Reeflex, is it?
Yeah. Reeflex,
because you can
long range macro. And I have done focus stacking. I did for the book.
Oh, okay. I'll look at the photo that you've got on the screen here and the photo that you sent to me here. And I thought if you did one more with the center of the flower in focus, I think that stacking those 3 photos would be just awesome.
Well, if I did focus stacking, I would use Camera Pixels, the app, because it shoots stacking. And then you'd have to put them. I use Affinity Photo on the Mac to actually do the stacking, because it does focus stacking. It puts everything together. And I have an example in the book that I show where you'll be able to scan a QR code, and it'll take you to the Instagram post that actually has a little video of all the images that I took, and it goes through the whole all the different parts that were in focus, and then you swipe over and you can see the actual finished picture.
Yeah, cool. I like that. That's cool. That's very cool. Reeflex is my first ever app. Really? The first app. That's cool. Can you share the original images with what? Oh, you can share the original. Yeah, I'm not sure why. Have I missed something there? Not sure. The latest version of my biography has an article. It does. Just save into files and choose it. I'm not sure. Have I missed something there? We're talking about WhatsApp now. Have I missed something or not? I don't know.
That's the first I saw it.
Okay.
But Andy
my
Butler,
biography that. Sorry, mate, go on.
Yeah, Andy Butler does a great walkthrough in Mobiography about Reeflex. So it's a good read. It's a great magazine. If you're not supporting it, you bloody well should be. It's a good one. It's not that
bloody well should be.
Yeah, you bloody well should be. It's not that expensive. For a year, it's like $20 some, I think.
Yeah. I've asked him to come on here. He's away at the moment, but I've asked him to come on in a future live stream so that people can meet him and see what's behind that magazine.
Yeah.
And I saw, actually, we talked about Twitter before. There's actually a different that you commented on. That's how I found them. Was another iPhone photography podcast. Was it?
iPhone Photo Team or the iPhone Photo Show.
That's it. Yeah. I hadn't heard of those guys before. It's good that there's more and more out there in the community. Everyone brings a little bit of difference to it. Yeah.
iPhonePhotoTeam.com. It's a great community. It's part of the Mighty Networks thing, but I mean, you can look at it on your desktop, or you can get the Mighty Networks app for it. But it's a great community, and it's growing quickly. Scott Bourne is somewhat of a photographic celebrity, I guess you could say, with his with his bird stuff and whatever. Like he's a brilliant guy, and Jefferson Graham is the other guy that's on it. Former tech columnist from USA Today. So these guys are not strangers to a lot of people. So
okay, they were to me. I didn't know who they were.
Well,
I reached out to those guys. They're going to come on. At least one of them will, anyway. I think the time is a bit of a factor.
Yeah,
as in the time difference. But I think Jefferson's going to come on in 2 weeks' time. But we'll just wait and confirm all. Yeah, so just wait and confirm. I was waiting to see because I'm actually not here. I'm away. For that Saturday, and I had to go and research where I'm staying to make sure I had good internet because I won't be here to see how it was going to work. But I think it'll be all fine. And if it doesn't, well, it was fun, is what I'll say. Look at this. This is hilarious. I was actually waiting for someone to say something about this. There is nothing that Reeflex does on the iPhone that you can't do on an Android. You've just got to do it manually. That's all. There's nothing that it does that you can't already do, especially you, Ron, with the 22. You've got macro, you've got pro mode, and you've got all the other apps that you can use to stack all those things up to create star trails and everything else that we do. That they just make it easy for you. But I was actually, Scott's not here. That's why it hasn't been said before. Scott's usually the one that says, bring it to Android.
Yeah.
I reckon I've covered all I wanted to cover today, I believe. Just let me check my notes. I have covered everything I wanted to cover today. Yes. So how long have we been going for? An hour and 15, 14 minutes. I think we're pretty well done, Greg. What about you?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yep. 2 years in, mate. I'll see you in 12 months' time.
Yeah.
You can come.
Yeah.
Well, I'll talk to you before then anyway. Hi guys, am I late? I don't know who that is because you haven't. It just says, "Hey Facebook user." I'll see if I can see it on Facebook. I can't see it on Facebook, so I don't know who that actually was. I don't think. No, can't see. But hey, hi from Facebook. Samsung use beauty effects in every photos. Use beauty effects in every photos. I don't know what that means.
I wonder if it's like, you know, the computational stuff that. Remember when what was it when the 11 came out? They had Beautygate.
Oh, yeah, Beautygate.
With the softening of the skin and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's.
But they're also you can. Or is that on this phone or not? I might be telling you that I might be giving you the bum steer. But on one of them, you can turn that off. And I can't remember what phone it was. It might have even been the Pixel that you can turn it off on. I'll have to have a look and come back to you. But there's definitely a phone that you can turn all that shit off, so you don't. It's more of a phone rather than. There's more of a camera, more than computational stuff.
And I know with the iPhone you can turn off Smart HDR, but I think that's it. Now, just a quick little tip here: there is a way to turn off Deep Fusion on the iPhone.
Oh,
it's kind of a tricky thing. So in the settings under camera, see if I can pull it up here. Okay, into the settings under camera, you have to turn this on for this to work, and that is right there, view outside the frame. Right there.
Yeah.
Turn that on.
Yep.
And then when you open, now this only works in the native camera. When you got the native camera going, it works. It has to be somewhat dark for it to work. But you know, when you see the image out here, you can see inside the frame. When that is happening, when that's happening, Deep Fusion should be off. So it's only it's only under certain circumstances and certain conditions, like lighting conditions and whatnot, that it'll actually work. But to what extent it does, I don't know. I tried a couple of test shots one time, and I couldn't really see that much of a difference. But and I don't even know if it's true, but I just heard that turns off Deep Fusion.
Yeah. Okay.
So, who knows?
Well, it's good to know.
Yeah.
Now I have one. Now I have one less app to be jealous of. The thing with the more that I play with the Android with these Samsung phones, not so much with the Pixel. The Pixels, I think the Pixel's a little bit limited. It does astrophotography like stupidly well. And the other night when the video that you were talking about before, when I had all three phones running, it did that better than any other phone that I've ever seen. But the light pollution from the moon was pretty full on. So I'm not too surprised that the others struggled with that. Once this moon phase finishes, I'll probably do the same sort of video again with a foreground subject, and we'll see how well it goes then. Because I've got a feeling then that the iPhone will probably trump the Pixel with the foreground subject, not so much with the stars. But I remember doing the very first video I did with the 13 Pro Max with that truck in the foreground, that old whatever Bedford truck or whatever it was. That was just amazing. How much detail is in that truck and how pin sharp it was. That just blew me away. It was better than anything else I've ever seen. So I'm going to certainly try that with all three of these phones again. Probably even the Huawei. Mind you, the Huawei's been there's the P50 Pro out now, so it may not be quite as relevant. But in my honest opinion, I think the 22 is certainly better than the Huawei. Sorry, Patricia, when it comes to that Astro stuff. But still today, I don't think any manufacturer does everything that we want them to do, as in the camera setup. Like what the Huawei camera app and what it can do straight out of the box is just I've said it before. It's just bloody amazing. It's just incredible what it can do with the light painting stuff, the star trails, the everything, the long exposure stuff. It's just fantastic. But the Pixel with its astrophotography is better than anything else. If it had better hardware in there, it would be even better. The full manual controls from the Samsung, and then the ease of use from the iPhone. No one is doing it perfectly yet, I don't think. If all the manufacturers just tuned into this live stream, they'd learn.
Yeah.
just from us two here sitting here talking about this. Anyway, let's wrap it up. Thanks for coming on, dude. You know I appreciate your time.
Yeah, anytime.
And thank you everyone else for tuning in. We'll see you guys in 2 weeks' time. And tonight I'm shooting some pretty funky stuff with the moon. As long as the cloud stays as it is right now, we should get some pretty interesting stuff. We'll see the iPhone and how it compares to the S22 with moon photos. But I might cheat with the iPhone. We'll see.
Well, yeah, and I can tell. Almost tell.
That's right. All right, guys. I'll catch us all later.
Take care, everybody.